Hello everyone and welcome back to Gossip Victory NIKKE. So, as you can see by the timers on screen, we're pretty much at the final hours for the Wisdom Spring event. And as you can see up here, I did farm up a little over 1 multi's worth of gems thus far. But before I use any of those gems to potentially try and pull for mana, we need to see about completing the hard mode for this event, so that way we can get the bonus cutscene. Now, I could potentially try to pull for mana by doing a multi. However, at the time of this recording, we got 2 new NIKKEs coming, being a new version of Mast and Anchor. Those 2 NIKKEs in particular, their actual names are going to be, Mast Romantic Maid and Anchor Innocent Maid. They'll pretty much be coming in the next update, which pretty much will be tomorrow at the time of this recording for me. So it's pretty much January 29th, and technically the update launches on the 30th, but it will launch a little before the actual 30th due to my time zone. But anywho, let's first see about getting extra entries so we can actually complete all the stages in one go. And I think what I will do, let's go with the bundle that has 20. That way, I should have enough to do the repeats for the second to last stage, since that typically is the one that can be repeatable. And then with that stage, that will pretty much, I'll use whatever entries I have left for that, and that should give me enough points to get those remaining recruit vouchers, as well as potentially that title. And if anything, I'll potentially get more entries and then use those up. And also I had to actually dip into some of my battle data resources in my inventory, so that way I can actually increase all my my MLB NIKKEs to 160 in the synchro device, thereby increasing everyone else to level 160. But even though I did so, I'm unfortunately kind of at a wall for pretty much all the towers aside from Pilgrim Tower. It's like I pretty much finally hit a wall with Elysian, especially with the team that I've been using, being Winter, Maiden, Winter, Guillotine, Rappy, Red Hood, as well as the temporary participation Marciana.
Let us get off to a beautiful start. How heavy your burden has been.
Yeah, I think that's everyone I was using.
Let me check the mirror for a moment.
Oh, that's right. And I also had Zwei on my team. But I've effectively hit a wall with Elysian Tower at the moment. Even with everyone at 160 and whatnot, I've kind of hit a progression wall in terms of the current floor that I'm on. And pretty much the same thing with Missilus, but arguably part of that reason is I don't have exactly the best team for Missilus in particular. I could probably progress much further in that tower if I, by chance, have Tia to pair up with Naga on the team, but I mean, if anything, I could either try to get her through, Ordinary Recruit, or I could use that, I could use the SSR selector that I got from the New Year's Step Up Recruit banner and I could use that and then get Tia that way.
This uniform is so target down.
But even if I was to do so, I would still, of course, have to upgrade armor and whatnot. But I don't even know if getting Tia and adding her on the team will be enough to actually help me progress through Mistless Tower, where I'm at right now. And then aside from that, when it comes to Tetra, I kind of hit a wall with Tetra as well. Even with the team I've been using, which right now is Volume and Noise, Blanc and Noir, and then the temporary participation Alice I have access to. But even with that team, yeah, I've pretty much hit a wall with that tower so far as well, with the particular encounter I'm stuck on. And so, and kind of similar instance with the generic tower, the tribe tower, but with that one I'm pretty much at I'm pretty much dealing with power creep in a way. So for now, the only tower I can progress in and get more gems in a relatively easy fashion is the Pilgrim Tower, which at this present I have progressed far enough in the Pilgrim Tower to where I have my second Pilgrim mold in my inventory. I pretty much have enough for, at minimum, one mold of each of the manufactured towers. And then of course I have enough for multiple mid-quality and high-quality molds. And I can even get more high-quality molds from the shop by exchanging the body labels.
That concludes today's lesson.
But I'm thinking of holding on to those for now.
Enemy spotted.
Now, I could potentially I could try to use one last multi-attempt to try and get mana. But the thing is, I do have the upcoming banners, which are going to be the new version of Mast and Anchor. And I do believe that both of those banners are going to be special recruits, but not limited recruits. So even after those banners end, then pretty much whatever update happens after that, they'll be added to the to pretty much the typical listings, like order, crew, wishlist, selection, and molds, and social point recruit, of course, I believe. And pretty much the same thing with mana. So if I decide to skip on trying to pull mana from her banner, it's not exactly it's not a situation like, say, Winter Maiden and Guillotine, where I'll have to wait till a potential rerun, because after the next update, which I believe should happen pretty much at the time of me recording this,
Enemy down.
tomorrow, if I'm correct, during that update, or after that update, mana should be added to the ordinary recruit. So, if anything, I can put mana in the wish list selections, so that way I do have an opportunity to potentially get her. So I'm not entirely out of luck when it comes to, well, there will always be another opportunity essentially to get mana. It's not like, say, Winter Guillotine or Winter Maiden, where being that they were limited recruits, I have to effectively wait till a potential rerun for them to be available again. So I did get them, yes, but but for those who missed out on the event, they'll have to potentially wait till essentially next winter to potentially or whatever timeline they'll do the potential rerun for Main Ice Rose and Guillotine Winter Slayer, so that way players can potentially get them for their rosters. Or if they do have them, they'll be able to get the opportunity to potentially get dupes and potentially MLB them. So I figured the odds weren't going to be that great for potentially MLBing Main and Guillotine, but I at least have them, so that's better than nothing. At least having them in my roster is better than missing out entirely and waiting for pretty much till next winter to get them.
One more victory for Bolt and me.
All right, the last stage.
That concludes today's lesson.
Alright, let's see what we got for this bonus cutscene. Mana, yes? I wanted to speak with you about number 7's examination. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. The examination you conducted when he collapsed shortly after, or shortly before returning to level D. Now, do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. Show me the results. I can't. Why not? I promised. I promised the commander that he could rest, and I would tend to him without any ulterior motives. I can't hand over the results. If I do that, all the tender care I gave him will be tainted and end up becoming cold, hard research data. Come now, don't be so hard on me. I have no intention of using your findings as research material. Yes, you do. I don't believe you. Yeah. Me and Mana are of the same mindset. Honestly, I won't. I don't believe you. You really are going to refuse, aren't you? My goodness, it seems you've gotten quite close to number 7. A promise is a promise. Fine, okay. Then at least tell me one thing about number 7's condition. I already told you I can't. If you grant me this request, I'll let you ask me one thing in return. No strings attached. Anything you want. Don't you think that's a fine compromise on my part? Let me hear your question first. Very well. Then, is number 7 healthy? Sorry? Is he in good health? Is he suffering from any illnesses, injuries, or is in any other way unwell? All his metrics were normal. His collapse was stress-induced. All the tension from that day was more than he could bear. Oh? That's good. Is that all you want to ask? Yes, so long as number 7 is healthy, that's all that matters. Ether, why did you make the commander come to MMR's deep sector? Me? That was Jian's doing. Really? Jian must have been the one who suggested it to you. Like you were the one who set up a false account and sent that message to the commander posing as me. How did you know? You left a few breadcrumbs here and there. Almost as if you wanted me to notice. You're quite smart. Why did you do that? Is that the question you wish to ask me? Yes. Well, well. Number 7 really has gotten a hold over you. An MMR researchers are pressing their thirst for knowledge and instead asking a question for someone else's sake. At any rate, number 7 has been coming back with rather grievous injuries, particularly concerning his stomach. I wanted to get him on the examination table for a proper health check, but he is rather wary of me, for obvious reasons. He would never agree to such a proposal. So, I was thinking of a way to get him here. And that's when Jian happened to contact me. She said she wanted to see number 7 for herself. And she asked me to bring him here. Jian. If someone higher up gives me an order, what's an employee like me to do? If she wants me to summon him, then summon him I must. I happen to want to see him too, so I thought it would work out nicely. I didn't expect him to have such a hard time. When the commander collapsed while still in the deep sector, he said he had a dream. He said that you and I were observing him while he was suspended in a tank. And he heard discussions about the project and its success or failure. Really? He dreamed about the past? Interesting. Ether, are you trying to reveal the truth to the commander? I don't have any plans to, no. Then why do you call him number 7? What about it? You could attract their attention. There. Now who could who could there be referring to? Us? The central government? You know as well as I do that they don't want the world to know what this project ever existed. Okay. So that makes me think of at least 2 entities that would want that information covered up. Potentially Jian, or potentially someone in the central government. That's why they kept it a secret, even from the deputy commanders and the 3 CEOs. Okay, it definitely has to be it's got to be at least the central government. They've carried everything out in complete secrecy within the darkest recesses of MMR, with approval coming only from them and the Supreme Commander. Supreme Commander? I know all this. Then why? Because that's who he is. He's number 7. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. He's not a failure, nor an escapee, but the sole successful creation. So there have been 6 others prior to us with this project. With such a precious title, how could I call him by any other name? Still, that's too dangerous. They likely understand the affection I have for the term, which is why they're letting me get away with it. They've got eyes and ears everywhere in the Ark. So there's no way they aren't aware of me calling him that. If there was going to be trouble, it would have happened already. Don't worry too much. I'm a professional. I know how to walk the line. Okay, fine. Do as you wish. I will. But if aren't trying to reveal the truth, then it couldn't have been you who left the tablet. Tablet? Never mind. All this talk makes me want to see number 7 again. I understand that you miss him. But please refrain from summoning the commander to the deep sector again. Doing that may put him in serious danger. We'll see. Wisdom Spring End. So yeah, I'm kind of left with questions for sure. Because they're kind of hinting at there's someone who knows fully well what's going on and is kind of more or less the brains behind the whole experiment to begin with. So, I mean, the phrasing definitely is leaning towards the central government being pretty much involved, and honestly, most of the time, whenever some sort of BSery is going on, it's typically the central government behind it. I need more points. So we'll go ahead and use these and repeat this. That should give us enough.
That concludes today's lesson.
So this, and then the mission rewards. Now I think about it, I could have probably saved the gems. Not gonna lie. I could have probably saved the gems, but it's no biggie. Alright, so we'll get these vouchers. That'll bring us to 59. So we need one more, and then I can do 6 multis on ordinary. And then we'll grab this. And let's see. I might as well get this stuff down here. After all, these boosts will go a long way in terms of increasing my NIKKE's overall strength, and potentially it can help out with progressing more in the towers. Almost enough to get all the re-energy. Might as well get what I can. There we go. Matter of fact, if I look at my profile, I should be able to show what floors I'm at currently with the towers, I think. See. Nope. Just shows with the regular. Okay. Let's pop a quick visit to the track tower. Yeah, so far I'm at floor 95 with Elysium, 89 with Mistless, 92 with Tetra, and 61 with Pilgrim / Overspec. So I can technically catch up with the Pilgrim / Overspec tower, but not so much with the other ones at the moment. And in terms of the molds, I do have pretty much enough for my second Pilgrim mold, and then I have enough for one of each of the manufacturer molds, and currently I am a little shy from being able to open pretty much 3 high quality molds with the ones I've gotten, with the pieces I've gotten outside of the exchange in the shop. And then I'm literally 1 mid-quality piece short from being able to open 4 of those. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is You know how I made mention of the event that involves the cassette player with Rappy Red Hood and Red Hood's song a while back? Well, the goal was hit, and then a CD key got released for people to exchange to get the gift. And I believe I want to say the CD key was Thank You Rappy. I want to say it was Thank You Rappy in all caps. And this is pretty much what we got in exchange for the event. It's pretty much a collectible item. As the new year arrives, Rappy entrusts you with an old cassette tape filled with memories of her time with Red Hood. Each year, as the new red sun rises, you'll listen to the songs on this tape recalling her shining and vibrant spirit. Over time, memories may fade, but the cherished moments will remain in someone's heart, ignited forever by the music. Yeah, and no way am I going to be using it to get one of these things. Like that, along with the second anniversary cake? No, I'm not consuming those. You can? Like, those are special. I'm gonna be saving those in my inventory. I ain't gonna be using those as a consumable. Those are pretty much a collectible item. So, yeah, if I had enough gems, I would do another, potentially another multi, but I don't have enough at the moment. And there's no way I can actually, clear enough objectives and whatnot in time to potentially do one single multi. But like I said, after her banner ends and after the next update, Mana will be added to Order Recruit, Social Point Recruit, and whatnot afterwards. Matter of fact, I can actually show that with this, I believe. Nope, wasn't that option. I think it was in, here we go, in the notification option. Because if we scroll down here, yeah, here we go. In the version update, after Special Recruit ends, Mana will be available in Order Recruit, Social Point Recruit, and from mold items, unavailable in New Commander Special Recruit and Order Recruit Tutorial. So yeah, even if I do skip out on her banner, which honestly, given the time frame and the amount of gems I have, I might, because I need to build, because if I want to get Mast and Anchor from the upcoming event, I do need the gems, so I might as well start saving up for that. Plus, being that she's going to be added to Order Recruit once her banner ends, then there's at least an option to get her. So once she gets added, I can easily switch her out from here. So for example, I could take Leader out and then add Mast, or not Mast, I could add Mana to this set of 5 once the update occurs, and then she becomes available in the wishlist options. Now, after the update that brought this event, I was curious and I went to check here in the Pilgrim and Overspec option to see if Rappy Red Hood was here. But unfortunately, she's not here currently. So, if I had to guess, after the next update, potentially, which will pretty much kick off the new events coming up, which has the made versions of Mast and Anchor, once that event kicks off, potentially, I'm not sure 100%, but potentially, that update will actually be able to make it to where a Rappy Red Hood can be attainable in Order Recruit, molds, etc., which means I can update the wishlist option and switch out Cinderella for Rappy Red Hood, so that way I can potentially get her MLB'd. But for now, we're going to more or less call it here. And when we return to NIKKE, we'll potentially see about finally doing the next sections of Lost Sector. But before we do the Lost Sector, we'll see about pretty much progress to the next campaign story segments. Well, pretty much whatever cutscenes occur prior to the next chapter, being chapter 15. And then once chapter 15 kicks off, then we'll possibly once we have access to that chapter, we'll either go into that chapter, or we may potentially side tangent to the Lost Sectors. And another option as well is I could potentially do the side story, well, a couple side story things, First Affection and Second Affection, so that way we can get more backstory and more story context for what happened between us and Marion after we got her back and after she got her memory reset, essentially. But we will worry about doing all that stuff next time. So with all that, I hope you all enjoyed this relatively short NIKKE video, and next time we'll see about doing some more stuff, and we'll potentially be continuing more of the campaign, Lost Sector and whatnot, or potentially doing the new event. Depends on pretty much what's going to be happening time-wise. But with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I would appreciate if you did enjoy the video, go ahead and give it a like, and who knows, maybe potentially subscribe, so that way you can see potentially if my luck will actually turn to more or less good luck with the new banners. And so anywho, with all that being said, if you all enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. It will actually help me out, and I'll greatly appreciate it. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care, and I'll see you next time with some more Goddess of Victory NIKKE.